Well, East Shore Unitarian has been visiting the Khasi Hills since 2006. Many of our members have developed deep and lasting ties to members of the Khasi community. Here's Roger Korn, one of the original Northeast India pilgrims, to share some of his experience, followed by a history of the Khasi Unitarians.
Hello, this delightful young lady is Riskham Long Karbatai. My wife Fran and I have sponsored her home life at the Children's Village in Karong since it was founded in 2009. She's now been accepted to continue her education at St. Edmund's College in Shillong. We are so happy and proud of her achievements. The founding teachers of the Friendship School were Kongbar's former students, whom she cared for as her family. The senior management of the Children's Village, Board President Bari Mokim and Superintendent Tuasela Karbatai, are daughters of Kongbar's students and have their own children as well. All these wonderful women continue to provide a community and family-centered approach to the care and education of Khasi children. East Shore's partnership is not just an act of charity, though. The Friendship School and the Children's Village are Unitarian community projects that we support as we support other East Shore projects. Our Khasi partners are my extended family. As the UU Partner Church Council emphasizes on their website, parity, not charity, is the goal of partnership. We are honored to partner with the Khasis as they pass along their Unitarian values and educational opportunities to a new generation. We also are blessed to be graciously welcomed as family in their homes, churches, and celebrations. We have enjoyed countless opportunities to gain perspective on our own cultural biases and assumptions through these friendships. Because our years of partnership have been so meaningful to me, I would like to encourage you to share in the rewarding connections we have year-round with Khasi Unitarians. I'd love to talk with you about how you too can experience a new perspective on the interdependence we wish everyone in our own society would honor and respect. Please email or call me at home. My contact information is in the church directory and hasn't changed in over 20 years, so thanks for your consideration.
As mentioned earlier, the Unitarian chalice in Meghalaya was sparked by a man of vision, Hajam Kisser Singh. This man had the courage and insight to find a new way for his people to update and expand their religious thinking beyond dogma or fundamentalism. Singh was raised in the late 1800s in Jawai, in eastern Meghalaya. He converted to Christianity in his teens, but then rebelled against the tenets of the Christian faith as it was being taught and practiced. He observed that the Welsh missionaries had done away with the Khasi indigenous fear of nature demons, only to replace it with fear of hell. He concluded from his studies that he would have to leave their church to seek, quote, the true religion of Jesus, the love of God, unquote. By fate, or was it providence, he met an American Unitarian, Charles Dahl, from Calcutta, who introduced him to the works of William Ellery Channing, one of our original American Unitarian ministers and founders. He quickly became convinced that Unitarianism was the faith he had been trying to build, and converted to our faith tradition. On September 18, 1887, an anniversary date Khasi's Unitarians greatly celebrate, Singh led the first real church service in his home in Jawai. He subsequently met several other prominent U.S. and British Unitarians who augmented and evolved his understanding of Unitarian history and principles. By 1888, the Khasi Unitarians had evolved their own set of principles. 1. The unity of God. 2. In the fatherhood and motherhood of God. 3. In the brotherhood of man. 4. In love, union, worship, and faith. And 5. In immortality. I've had the opportunity to talk at length with Unitarians in the communities in the cities of Shillong, the town of Smit, and the village of Karang about what principles unite us. We explored the common principles across our Unitarian religion, and several common themes arose. I heard a lot in common with our Unitarian principles in the Western world, but expressed in its own unique and authentic way. The common themes were Faith in spirit, in divinity, in God, both male and female, that we experience, that we know inside of us and in the world, as one unified, loving, intelligent energy and being. Our own personal responsibility to develop that faith through our thoughts and deeds. Salvation, if any, exists through our own choices and behaviors on this earth, as seen by God. Honesty is a fundamental trait of any meaningful faith and moral action. Deep honesty with ourselves and with others is the way to keep our souls open to each other and to spirit. The importance of acting through faith in the world. Service, serving others, is the core action of faith. What you do expresses who you are. Without action, faith is just an idea, not a reality. There's a Khasi phrase I've heard: tip bru, tip blay, and tip kur, tip ka. To know God, know humanity, and live righteously. The importance of worship and prayer as the discipline which keeps our focus and our awareness of the Spirit within us alive. And then finally, love as the whole purpose and meaning of our religion. Love is both the action and the outcome of Unitarian religious faith. In Khasi hymn number 59, we ask God to, quote, plant love inside us, that we may attain perfection. Peace in Him we'll find, in love we'll flourish forever. In my experience, an important focus and achievement of Khasi Unitarianism is deep devotion, a deep, direct experience of faith in God, and in the consistent commitment to build on that devotion within and among each other in community. This is not a minor thing. If the direct experience of Spirit in our hearts, as we each come to know that, is the core of Unitarianism, then devotion is the most important practice of all. Often the hardest thing to achieve and retain in religion is that direct, ongoing, active awareness of Spirit. We in the West can learn from the Khasi's strong sense of devotion. It is the essential practice and outcome of faith. Interestingly, my experience has been that this devotion is stronger when you do not have so many possessions and activities to distract you. The Khasis have many challenges, many needs, and yet, in my view, they live in a state of joy and appreciation most of the time. I asked Ika, Kong Twisila and Ba Klan's 12-year-old daughter, why Khasi Unitarians were so happy. She said, well, that's because we are simple. So it is clear that Unitarians in Khasi Hills in the U.S. share a common core understanding of faith. Even though our cultures have led us to focus our worship in different ways, we all act from the commitment to building common faith and trust in an all-encompassing spirit. In Meghalaya, we see great progress in devotion. In the West, service is our prayer. But we all share common purpose in celebrating the unity of ultimate truth.